Ho ho! I suppose there will be many football-related explanations, and I imagine you'll need to watch the match again to fully understand what happened on the pitch. But from the outside, one of the key impressions was a lack of intensity, losing almost every duel. And physically, Liverpool seemed to be a step above Real Madrid tonight.
No, I don't have that feeling. I think we competed well. There were moments, maybe that chance for Szoboszlai in the first half, that duel. But overall, it was a demanding match, played at a high tempo. I think what we lacked was a bit more threat in the final third, that last touch to really hurt them. Then, in the second half, it came down to details. And we talked about that at halftime. We had to stay in the game to have a chance and not concede. But we started giving away too many fouls, a few corners. Thibaut kept us in it, but that goal gave them the advantage, and after that it was difficult for us. Still, I can't reproach the team. We tried. It's only the group stage. We can recover these points, and now we move on to what's next.
After a start to the season where we've seen you rotate a lot from one lineup to another, today you used the same starting 11 as in El Clasico, except maybe for Valverde, who continues to play at right back. Is this now becoming your go-to lineup in terms of names and structure?
These are decisions we make based on form and players who are performing well. But we'll need everyone. It's only November and we have a demanding stretch ahead. Today's lineup worked in the Clasico and it made sense to go with it again. Some things worked well today, others will need to improve. We're leaving with a bad taste because of the defeat, but we have to keep going. Analyze this game and focus on Rio tomorrow.
Do you feel like the team is going through a roller coaster of emotions? Very high peaks, like in the Clasico, but also very low ones, like against Atletico or today. It also seems to coincide with facing strong, well-organized, intense teams that usually win most duels.
No, I don't think we're on a roller coaster. True, the game at the Metropolitano wasn't good, but we have to be consistent in performance, in ideas, and in standards. Today was a demanding game, and we need to learn not to concede so much, not to give away unnecessary fouls, because that's how you lose matches, like today. There are things we can definitely improve, but we don't want to live through highs and lows. That creates instability. We want to be stable and efficient, as we've been so far. Today we lost a close, hard-fought game, and we have to learn from it.
What did you feel the team had to keep up front, and what was missing?
We lacked a bit more threat in the final third. We couldn't really get behind Liverpool's defensive line to create clear chances in the box. It was hard to cause them problems one-on-one. Fede was struggling a bit physically, so we moved him to midfield. But with Trent and Rodrigo, we wanted to generate danger down both flanks. We tried to change dynamics a bit, create new connections. That's why we made those substitutions. We have quality on the bench to do it, but today we just fell a bit short. Still, overall, it came down to details that went their way.
You said the game was even in the first half, but it seemed like Courtois prevented a much heavier defeat for Real Madrid, while the team barely created any scoring chances. Isn't that the most worrying part of tonight?
No, for me, the most worrying thing is what I mentioned. We need to learn. When you're under pressure like that, it can happen. Just as we push at the Bernabeu with our fans, here they did the same. You have to hold on and not concede those fouls and corners. Thibaut was excellent during that phase. The first half, yes, Szoboszlai had one big chance from a lost duel, and we lacked a bit in attack, but overall it was a very intense game.
Could you comment on how you saw the midfield handle Liverpool's high pressing? How do you assess the team's ability to play out from the back and beat that pressure?
Well, we tried to find intermediate positions. Sometimes we had good build-up down the left with Alvaro. We wanted to connect and find an extra free player. At times, Jude was tightly marked by Gravenberch, so we tried to find Kylian instead. We started the first half not very well, but we grew into the game, played more in their half as it went on. Still, we lacked a bit more threat in the box.
I think you've used 5 different players on the right wing this season. Mastantuono, Brahim, Rodrigo, Camavinga and Bellingham, who played there a bit in the Clasico. Camavinga played there more in the Clásico and almost the whole game today. Is that the position you're least convinced about, since none of those options seem to have fully satisfied you? How do you assess that right-side situation?
We have players who can play in different positions, as you mentioned. Eduardo can adapt to several roles. Even Garda has played there before, Fede as well. It depends on the game, the player's moment, and what's coming up next. We have several options, even profiles that aren't pure wingers. Those are the choices we have in the squad, and we'll keep evaluating them game by game.
Would you say what bothered you most was how, right after half-time, Liverpool had 3 consecutive set-piece chances and the fourth one ended up as their goal? How do you see that?
Yes, that was the phase where we conceded the most and gave them those opportunities. They were avoidable on our part because we dropped too deep. I wanted the team to push higher, to press more, instead of staying so close to our box. Near the area, they have good set-piece takers and strong headers, and we allowed too many fouls. That's what cost us.